Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Delight YouTube channel. This is the place where we learn technology. So today we are in the security series, yet another service from AWS, that is Amazon GuardDuty. This is one of the security services of AWS. So Amazon GuardDuty is a threat detection service that continuously monitors your AWS accounts and workloads for malicious activities and deliver detailed security finding for visibility and remediation. So this is the predominant function of a GuardDuty, what it does. And what exactly is GuardDuty? So it is a security monitoring service that analyzes and processes data from different sources. Sources could be n number of things. So we'll talk about those sources in detail. Also, GuardDuty informs on the status of AWS environment by producing security findings. On top of few norms or a feeds what we give, it will give us a findings. Now, as we were talking about sources of GuardDuty, from where all does GuardDuty fetches the details for us to find the threats or any security findings and give us as a detailed result. There are foundational data sources such as CloudTrail. That is, from CloudTrail we have two things which we can capture, that is management events, and the other one is event logs. The next data source is on the VPC flow logs. Once you enable VPC flow logs, you will be able to integrate with GuardDuty for it to fetch the logs and then give the findings, and also on the DNS logs. And on the features, some of the features from which GuardDuty can fetch and give us the findings is on Kubernetes audit logs, RDS login activity, S3 logs, EBS volumes, runtime monitoring, Lambda network activity logs. So these are some of the things where the sources would go to the GuardDuty for it to process the data and give us on the security findings. Now, how do we access GuardDuty? We know there is a service called GuardDuty in AWS, but how all are the ways to access GuardDuty is that one is AWS Management Console. You get into GuardDuty service and then you will land up with the homepage of GuardDuty. And AWS command line tools, you will be able to access GuardDuty using CLI also. And GuardDuty HTTPS API and AWS SDKs. So these are the four ways you will be able to access it. Now, what are the threat intelligent feeds which we will give, or we will have to give an input for it to scan for the security findings is that list of malicious IP addresses, list of malicious domains, machine learning to identify unexpected, potentially unauthorized and malicious activity within AWS environment. Now, what all issues, some of the issues what it can identify is that escalation of privileges, if someone is having an escalated privileges, whether it is really required. So that issue finding it will do. Use of exposed credentials in any of the logs. Say for example, there is one log which is showing up the access key and secret access key, which is a threat. So that exposed credentials it will scan for. Communication with malicious IP addresses and domains, we have already seen it in the intelligent feeds. Presence of malware on EC2 instances and malware on container workloads if you are running any container environments. Discovery of unusual patterns of login events, especially on the databases. That is very important for us to scan on the login events that happens on the databases. These are some of the examples of the issues what it can identify. Now, data export from GuardDuty. Now that we have seen it has the sources, it will do the processing of the data, it has some findings. How do we view that findings, or how do we export it for us to have a detailed go through on that and do a remediation tasks? That is, you can look at the findings on the GuardDuty console itself. You will be able to integrate it with the event bridge, or you can export it as any of the files onto S3 bucket, and the integration is possible also with security hub and detective. This is one of the security services of AWS. So these are the ways where we will be able to see the findings of GuardDuty. Now, this was the theory section of guard duty, what we wanted to cover. Please do share in comment section if you are looking for any specific topics which we want to cover both on the theory and hands-on section. However, this guard duty series would follow up with a hands-on session also, where we will walk you through how the findings would look like on the console. How do we able to access those findings? How do we get some of the findings from say RDS logins, EC2 instances? So those things we will see as part of hands-on session. So do share your feedback to clouddelightforknowledge at gmail.com for the series whatever we are coming up, or please do comment on the comment section below so that we will get to know and we will be able to improve or add more topics of your interest. So thank you so much. Until we meet again, thank you.